1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 49er Empire. Here we are, baby. All gas, no brakes. 9 hot boys, baby. And we reppin' like the 80s. Let's go. Santana. Touchdown, Depot in the slot. This is my end zone. Give me everything you got. Defense, hit him with that Cosa Nostra. Quan Alexander, this dance, Nick Bosa. 49er Empire, 49er Empire. This is for the fan base, die hard, set by. Stand up, 09 to the heart. Big E, Paul Lord back in Candlestick Park. Levi, CI, represent knee-high. Gold-blooded since the embryo, yeah, I'm Lehigh. D4, the mayhem, sweets and some vino. Sideline hustle, big homie Alvarino. Feel no pressure if they really want to tangle. Ask Icky, shuffle, about lock, hunting bangles. 2-minute drill, everything is dandy. Huddle up winners, isn't that John Candy? I'm hot boys, not a hot boys, baby. Empire, and we reppin' like the 80s. Not a hot boys, baby. Empire, and we reppin' like the 80s. My team got rings. Flame on, that's a Super Bowl bling.
What's up, my 49er? And I hope you guys are ready for a good show, man, because as you can tell, I got a special guest on today. And even though he's running a little late right now, but he'll be here, my man Jose Santana. So we look forward to having him on the show. And, we got lots to talk about, man. Hey, Jimmy G got hit with his news on Monday. Hey, he's back, right? The man is back, and we're excited about that. Some are, some not, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But before we even get started, I got to bring in my right-hand man and co-host, Antonio Arvello. Bring it on in. Antonio, what's going on, my brother?
Chilly Will, man. Good to see you, bro. How's everything been?
Good, man. Oh, man, I see you representing back there. I see the
I had to put the red zone flag up, I was like, bringing it back to a candlestick days.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, my brother, man. It's great to be with you again. I'm glad you could make it and be on the show and everything, guys. Man, we got so much to talk about, my brother, and of course, we got our special guest that'll be here. He'll be on in a few minutes. He really told me he'd run a little tad bit late, which is fine. But Jose Santana, he's going to join us later on. So, but we'll continue on and get into a little bit of Niner talk until he gets, comes on board on the show. And then we can all, get in discussion, man. So how's family? Everybody doing good? You good?
Family's good. Everybody's good. Busy and getting ready for this, Chicago trip, bro.
I know.
And a lot of action, a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things happening in the 49er world.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
what a time to be a Niner fan.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, lots to talk about. And remember, we just got hit with that bombshell of news Monday. Jimmy G, and we're going to get in and talk about that right now a little bit. First of all, it kind of, like I said, I think the news kind of at first kind of rocked the faithful a little bit, because everybody was expecting him to be traded and ready to leave. And see my boy Jose's, man, he checked in right now. See, man, I gotta stop now. He's checking in right now. So, without further ado, man, I can give my man the props. So I would like to introduce my special guest. He's a true red and gold 49er faithful. He is also a Latin pop, hip hop, rap artist. His albums include Lost in the Game, Dynasty Hits, King of the Tailgate, Happy Hour, Ambition, just to name a few. And recently, he released his latest album, which is just fire right now, and really hot call Santana Vita. Let me introduce the legend and rat king of the Niner tailgates. Give it up to my man, Jose Santana. Let me bring him on in. Jose, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going down, y'all? Man,
All
thank you
right.
guys for having me. Hey, what a epic introduction, bro. That was dope.
Yes, my
Do you do
man.
parties? Can I bring you to parties so you can introduce me like that when I arrive, please?
Hey,
Huh?
that's why you got your brother here, man. He's the man. He's a hype man.
Thanksgiving is
You
coming.
can't
I'm
take
gonna
his
need a
job.
major introduction.
What's up, brother?
What's going down? Big Tone is in the building. Red zone.
Let's
Yes,
go. Like,
yes,
I had to
indeed.
bring the red zone flag up for this one real quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
see, you got
on.
the
We
red,
in here.
you got the red zone flag in the background for the first time. I like that. It's hot. It's fire. I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
thanks for making it on, brother. You
Oh
know,
no,
a
thank you
Yes,
guys for
lot to
having me.
talk about.
I'm blessed to
yeah.
be here with you guys. I'm very humbled and thankful and grateful. Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's a blessing to have you on.
Very
We're so
welcome.
glad to finally have you on the 49 Street Squad, man. And I know you and Antonio, share a lot of great stories, which I know hopefully you guys will share later on in the program. But first, I would like to get both your thoughts on the big news that was released on Monday. Jimmy G has re-signed, and they signed him for $6 million and $16.5 million with incentives as Trey's backup quarterback. And so I wanted to ask both of you guys right away, how do you guys feel about that? How do you feel that's going to impact the team? Everybody's talking about, well, it might cause a disturbance, because, it might split the locker room. Some guys might feel cool about it, some might not. And, I just want to get your guys' thoughts on Jimmy G and his return to the 49ers with us this season. Now, Antonio, I'll let you go first, man, if you have any thoughts on that.
Man, I think this team is ready to win now. So to have a backup, it's so important. I remember the 2 years that Jimmy G went out on injury, season was over. So we can't have one guy, holding up the whole team and no backup. I think quarterback is going to be the position that gets us to the next level and gets us to the sixth ring. So, if Jimmy stays and he's a professional the way he is, I think this is an awesome move. I think this team is stacked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Jose? How do you feel about it, man? You've been, I know that had to catch you by surprise too, right?
Man, listen, I'm a big subscriber of iron sharpens iron.
Right
So
on. Yes.
come on, listen. If I was Trey, and I got Jimmy G behind me, I'm gonna make sure I'm on my P's and Q's. Now, a situation like this, this is gonna show you about an individual. Is this gonna break you or is this gonna make you? So I think it's beautiful because, and the track record for some of the quarterbacks that the Shanahans have coached, you want to look at RG3 and what happened to him. Injuries can happen. And what if Trey Area gets hurt? So I don't mind that if we're going to Jimmy G. Who are they going to put in there? Nick Mullins? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know where's he at now, right? Who cares?
Right.
But listen, it's beautiful because either way, the way my fandom is to the 49ers is the name on the front of the jersey, not the back. So I don't care who it is that takes us to get the Super Bowl trophy. I don't care if it's Jimmy G, if it's Trey Lance, Steve Young hops out of the booth and starts throwing darts, then let it be. Let's just go get the championship. It don't matter to me who it is. And hell of a backup to have. He's a starter. He's a starter on a handful of teams right now. We had to stop him from going to Seattle. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Forget that. And what, you think he wanted to go to Cleveland right now? That's a mess and a half over there. So It's good. I think it's good for both parties because what if Jimmy G's like, you know what? I don't think this. Well, what if Jimmy G knows something about this quarterback we don't? And he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to play this year. So let's go. I think it's good all around.
Jose, you definitely hit on the nose, man. Those are very good, strong points, man. And I agree along with you guys. I mean, as the summer was going on and realized that Jimmy was still kind of hanging around, in the clubhouse, and it didn't seem like he was getting many offers and nothing was happening. It was a little stagnant. And started getting a little closer to the end of August, in the 53-man cut roster. I was even telling my wife, I said, you know what? Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if they somehow figure out the way to keep Jimmy, because it wasn't too long ago when Jed York was on live and was talking about it, I think on the radio or something, and he said, he was all down to have, Jimmy G still part of this team, and that right there kind of made me think like, you must know something that we don't, you know what I mean? I mean, to me, that kind of like, I thought, oh, there might be a possibility he just might stay. And like you said, with backups of Sudfeld and Brock Purdy, he's only a rookie. Obviously,
I still can't remember their names.
Yeah.
They're not going to make the next song.
They won't make it on the next track, right?
They're not going to be mentioned in the next song.
We got to be picky about who we mentioned.
Right. But so by this happening, Jimmy being on the team, do you think Trey was going to feel a little more pressure on performing out there, knowing that Jimmy's kind of now a little bit over his shoulder? Or do you think that these guys are going to be able to, come together and kind of, like you said, iron sharpens iron, and hopefully they got each other's back and will be able to really support each other, because, we don't, I know a lot of people are stressing about, well, what if Trey, he might get more nervous because, Jimmy's kind of hanging there now and, might mess up his performance. A lot of people are tripping about like little things like that, and do you think Trey is still going to, I mean, this is his team. It was very clear from the beginning of the season, Kyle said, hey, we're going with our guy Trey, and this is his team this year. So, you think it's going to, will it rattle him knowing Jimmy's over there on the sideline?
Mirto.
Antonio, what do you think?
You know what I think, like Jose said, you got to have competition. It's the NFL. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. If Trey is nervous, if he's going to go through growing pains, which every starting quarterback does when they first get their chance, as long as it's not for a long time in a slump, we expect it. But it's going to be interesting to see how long Shanahan deals with things if we do get to that point. Mm-hmm. We're not built to lose games this year. I think that this team, the way this season starts, even we're going to go to Chicago week 1. We got, Seattle week 2. These are winnable games. We should be 2-0 coming out the gates, right? And then week 3, Denver, that's another winnable game. So, if Trey can't get it done against those teams and we start, I'm wishing him the best. This team is stacked. If he can't get the ball to Debo, if he can't get the ball to Ayuk, I mean, we got problems, right? Mm-hmm. But the only real concern that I have is the interior offensive line in that last preseason game. I'm a little concerned on how this offensive line holds up. And I think that Trey's mobile aspect is going to be huge this year and give teams fits. I just want him to stay healthy. When he got his start against Arizona, Shanahan ran him, 16 or 22 times. He's not a running back. Let's get this kid in a position to win games. And I hope there's not a quarterback controversy. I hope there's not an injury. But if there is, I'm very comfortable with having Jimmy G come in and get it done. Jimmy G might not throw the deep ball as well or might not take the risks, but he wins games.
Mm-hmm. Right. What about you, Jose? Anything to add to that or more?
I think
your first question.
I kind of have like an old school mentality, and I don't want to like be insensitive to people, but I'm so tired of these poor athletes. Like, oh my God, they're so sensitive. You're getting paid a handsome wage to entertain and to play your sport. Like, you know what? If this situation rattles him and takes him out of contention, then maybe he wasn't supposed to be there. And now he's finding out. Or maybe he needs a little bit more time. But either way, like, he needs to go. This is it. Like, Shanahan has gone out and announced that this is his team. So make it your team. Grab this bull by the horns and let's roll. Like, go ahead, put your stamp on there. Let them know who you are. Look at these adults you have in the locker room and lead them, because Jimmy G knows how to do that. Yeah. So you better do that.
Exactly. And I agree. Again, you guys hit on some good points, and they are professional players, and that's what I tell folks. I go, these guys don't get paid to get all, emotionally mixed up in their own little personal problems. They're professionals, and they get paid handsomely for it, you know. And I'm
Mhm.
sure, that Kyle sat down with Trey and Jimmy, and let's, lay it out on the line. Hey, Trey, are you cool with having Jimmy? Because we can have him back. He'd be a great quarterback. He's ready for it. Are you ready for it? I'm sure he was like, hell yeah, bring back Jimmy.
You know,
Shoot,
Lorenzo Neal had a quote. You know, I used to listen to him when he was on 95.7. He had a quote when
yeah,
it would come to describing athletes and their pay. You're getting paid a king's ransom to play a child's game. So
mm,
you know
yep,
what I mean? Go, it's
yeah.
a game. Go, dude. Throw the ball. Let it rip.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
exactly. And I think Trey ain't gonna have much problems with that.
Right.
We all know that the 49ers are a first run, offensive style team, and they always been like that under Kyle. And I don't think it's gonna change much come next season. But at least we know we do have a quarterback that doesn't just stand in the pocket. Like you said, he has scrambling abilities. He could buy himself a little time with his legs, still throw downfield, or even make a run for a first down. Maybe some of the little things he has that Jimmy didn't really quite possess really well,
Well,
and
yeah, and
again, other than,
remember Shanahan when he had Matt Ryan. I think he puts the best game plans together according to his personnel. Because
right,
here in San Francisco, we had to be run heavy because
mm-hmm,
the quarterback play hasn't been stellar. You know,
right,
but when he had Matt Ryan, he was putting up Tecmo Bowl
right,
points on the board. He was smashing
he
people in the
would,
face with the passing game. I don't remember the running back to
right,
any of those teams, but I
Right.
remember the
Right.
quarterback and the receiver. You know what I
right,
mean? So let's see if Trey opens up that dimension. Right, this is what we spent 3 first-round picks on. So
mm-hmm,
let's go ahead because we passed up on a lot of people. We passed up on Tom
mm,
Brady. We
yeah,
could have had Deshaun Watson, but good thing we didn't because look how that turned out, right? But
yeah,
so they went all in. So let's see if this plays out how they envision it. We're gonna see one of the most potent offense in the
I
NFL
agree.
when Trey gets settled in and ready.
right, and see, you're right. I think, like Antonio said, I mean, this team has been built for sure to be playoff bound, and that sixth chip is definitely in the reach this year. Of course, we have to pray and much blessings to these players and hope that we don't lose anybody big severely to any injuries for the year. We know we're going to have our little nicks and bruises along the way, but the team's built so deep. I mean, you look at from the running backs to the defensive front line. I mean, we got about, I think, 9 players that they kept. And the cornerbacks. That's always been the area that we've always had to deal with some crazy injuries and stuff. But I think this year we have. I mean, we're really deep. We're really deep in a lot of these positions this year,
Yeah.
and having
NFC Championship last year.
yeah, exactly.
10-point lead going into that. I mean,
Oh, this hurts thinking about it.
maybe that's what that feeds this team to the next level. Maybe this is
Right.
why that this gets that locker room hungry. And let's talk about starting off in Chicago. Jose.
Oh man, I know. Wait. You gotta save that, man. We're gonna get in with some Jose in a minute here. Okay, don't jump the gun on me, co-host. Sure, yeah, we gotta get into the music for sure.
Antonio is a notorious jumper of guns. I just want to tell you. All right. I'll send him a song. Tone, this is a very rough version of the song. Check it out. Next thing you know, the video's out. I didn't even attend to it, but the video is out. Directed by Antonio Armello.
The leak, you
Yeah.
got to give a little leak, here and there. You got to give. They waiting for it, man. We hyping it up.
He's excited. He's just excited as you. He wants to get his brother out there.
Yeah. No, I know. That's my dog, man. I'm just giving him a hard time.
Right on. You know what? So yeah, I was going to say, my next question is, do we feel like this move definitely helps the Niners get to the playoffs? I'm sure we can all agree that it definitely does. The Niners are just so deep this year, and it's going to be I have a feeling it's just going to be a real fun, exciting season for the Niners, man, and for the Niner faithful, because we had an exciting season last year, and the way they did it, we started out a little rough, but we finished strong, and found ourselves in an NFC Championship game. but we went through some big games just to get there because we had to go on the road to Dallas, face a pretty rough Dallas crowd out there, but took care of business, even though that was closer, slipping through our hands, with a few of the crazy turnovers near the end. But we pulled that out. Then we march into Green Bay. I don't know, 20 below zero, but the guys go out there. They take on Green Bay Packers, Mr. Rogers and company, and walk out of there with the victory. And that was just, man, that was just exciting because I knew that was going to be a tough one. I didn't know, but I was like, man, the boys could just don't turn the ball over and play solid, which they did. They got the best of the 50-50 balls, and I made some big plays in the end. Took the lead, and then we found ourselves back in LA.
We really turned the tables on Aaron Rodgers. We owned that guy. When he came out, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get revenge on everybody who got picked before me." Bro, you come over here, we smack them up every time now.
Yeah. Oh, I think we pretty much got their number, man. Just like we have the Rams number, all season. We were whooping on them for like 6 straight, and then we just didn't finish. You know what I'm saying? And it was sad, but because that definitely would have been ours if we got back. If we'd have took that, man, we would be talking 6 chips already right now. I know it, but I'm looking forward to get that 6 chip for sure this year, man. I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Now with the whole Trey Lance and Jimmy, now do you feel like this is going to give the press and the media more scrutiny to put on these guys and stir the pot? You think we're going to hear a lot of crazy nonsense this year? I mean, let's just say, I hope I don't believe it'll happen, but let's just say if things go sideways with Trey for whatever reason, and the 49er faithful, we're not very patient fans. We don't see the results we want to see, and then now you're going to have the whole, I want Jimmy, and no, I want Trey Lance, whatever, how do you think that's going to play into all this? Do you think the media is going to really try to make a spectacle of this all year? I'll let you go, Jose, this time.
Yeah, that's their job. You know what I mean? They gotta print headlines, and the best thing that the Niners can do to avoid that is to win every week. Just go in there and perform well. So yeah, it's gotta be. But San Francisco's had quarterback controversies, notorious ones for a while. So Montana Young, Kaepernick, Alex Smith, Drunken Miller, and whoever else was on the team. Yeah, that's their job. So but it's good. I like hearing it. It's entertaining.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm a kind of person. I really, when the noise gets crazy, I just turn it off. I mean, I don't even like to, hear it. And I know a lot of people though tend to get caught up and run away with it, because they just want to believe what these guys always have to say, and we all know most of the time they're wrong. Well, with all their crazy predictions or stuff, they don't, really know what's going on. But, I just kind of shut it out, block it out. I'm just like, what, if I don't hear from the coaches, from Kyle Shanahan's mouth, it ain't a problem, but everybody else is all, I heard this and that, and he's not getting along with so-and-so and blah, blah, blah. Did you hear that from the coach? All right, then it must not be happening, But, let's go ahead and move on. We now got, as of Tuesday, the Niners cut down to their 53-man roster. Now, I don't know how well you guys been keeping up on the list of players and stuff, but have you guys happened to see the final roster of the Niners? You guys
we lost 2 running backs. I was a little sad about
Sermon's gone.
Sermon and Hasty. I mean, that was I thought that Sermon was going to probably get cut, but I didn't see Hasty.
I agree. I would have rather had kept Hasty instead of Sermon, to be honest with you. Nothing against the brother. I mean, but I just felt like I didn't see really a progressive out of him from last year. From the preseason games. It just didn't seem like, I don't know. He didn't really jump off the screen at me. I didn't feel like he was having his best game, but
that guy could not hit the hole.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He struggled. That's the same problem he had last season. You remember he came in there, seemed like he was running into his own guys, and he, just couldn't shoot the gaps really well. I had trouble finding the holes, like you said. And, I just wasn't really feeling him. And then he got injured, so we didn't get to see a whole lot of him, but a little bit he was in there.
We didn't get the whole sermon, just part of
Yeah.
it, and we didn't want to keep listening.
Yeah, well, he was drafted higher than Elijah Mitchell too,
Yeah,
and
he
so
was.
you got a later running back that comes in and takes your shine. I think
Mhm.
the running back position in San Francisco is going to be one that is shared. I don't think Elijah Mitchell is built to take on 25 carries a game. As you can see, he's kind of brittle a little bit. He has a little injury bug. He fights through it, but he's an excellent running back to have. You just want these guys to be healthy, and I think this year they came in and they got some guys that can run the ball, not afraid to go up the middle. I think I'd like to see our goal line a lot better. It's just that interior offensive line, like I said, that is concerning to me more. If I want to be nitpicky on this team, we got some guys that are new on that line, and that may affect the running game. How's Shanahan going to dial it up? What is he going to do differently to help those things? And maybe guys get better as the season progresses. And that's really what I'm looking at now. And I think that with a young quarterback, you need to have a running game.
Right, right. And like you said, we all know he's about to run when it comes to his offense. They picked up a gentleman. I don't think I wrote it down, but they did pick up a guy from Cleveland Browns. He's a guard. And
Yes.
apparently he's known to be a good run blocker. However, his pass blocking, they said, isn't quite best because he played tackle, I think, for the Browns. But they say he's kind of, he can play guard too. But they found out that when he played guard position, he actually played good against the pass and the run. So that could be a move for one of them guard spots if I don't know the rookie. What's the gentleman's name? I'm looking at it here. Not Banks, but Buford, the rookie.
I did see a little clip on that. There's a lot of movement going on right now as we speak. So
Yeah, but I was I was pretty much okay with the running backs too. Like I said, Trey Sermon, I was surprised he made it, but now he's cut. So and we lost Hasty because he ended up going to, I think, went to the Jaguars.
Jags, yeah.
Picked him up off the waivers. But I was really excited to see Jordan Mason make it. He was undrafted free agent rookie. And I thought he looked really good. So I can't wait to see when this guy gets his chance to show us with the starting line what he can do. But as far as the rest of the as far as the 53-man roster, I mean, I'm pretty pleased about wide receivers. We got, of course, Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, who I'm really excited about.
We're stacked at wide receiver. I think Danny Gray is going to be tearing people up in the slot.
Yeah, once he gets polished, man, he's gonna be badass. With that speed at 4.33, ain't gonna be many people keeping up with this brother. Tight end, George Kittle, Dwelly, Warner, pretty much the same guys we had before. And on the offensive line, they kept, of course, we got Trent Williams, Silverback, Mike McClinchy. Now, he's been a little concerned to me because they've been showing him in practice and looked like he's kind of, looked like he's still struggling with that knee because he had that surgery on his knee. But yet he is back in camp and he's been kind of training with the fellas, so that's good to see. But they showed him kind of walking around, looked like he was still kind of gimping on that knee a little bit. So everybody kind of noticed that, was like, well, we hope Mike can come back and, give it his all. They got Brendel, he'll probably be the center. Aaron Banks, he'll play left guard, and the rookie Spencer Burford, he will play the right guard position. And they still have Jalen Moore, the rookie, and then the other rookie, Nick, I can't even say his last name, Zakia, something like that, and Colton McKivitz. So, and again, they did bring back, they got Jason Poe back. He was up on waivers, but they signed him back, which was good. And Justin, oh no, he's gone. Justin Skull's gone. But Keaton Sutherland, I think he's back. Oh, my man, Alfredo Gutierrez, man's back. Represent.
Back. Yeah. They need him for the Mexico game.
Right. Yeah. I really hope he gets in to play when they go to Mexico. That's gonna be fire. Defensive line's looking scary deep, man, guys. Nick Bosa. You got Nick Bosa, Armstead, Kinlaw, Bacham. They're probably going to be the four starters right there. And we got the rookie Drake Jackson, who's been looking outstanding, during the preseason games. Charles Montague, Kevin Givens, Kerry Hyder, Hassan Ridgway. And then they just brought back our guy Kamiko Tori and Jordan Willis because they were out. They actually got released, but thank goodness no one picked them up. So the Niners re-signed them. So that's great news. I was so happy to hear that they got those guys back because Jordan Willis I think has been doing a great job. Of course, when he was healthy, he's been really doing a great job on the defense. And Kamiko Tori, this guy, he looks like this guy just got the beast in him. You know what I mean? He's been on the line and showed a lot during the preseason game. What do you guys think about the defensive line? Pretty deep, right?
Our defensive line is going to be stacked, man. Come on, we got He-Man on the edge.
That's right. That's your boy, man. You didn't made that picture yet, man. You supposed to.
That might be the next cover of Jose's album, He-Man with on the edge, bro. Just Nick Bosa in He-Man outfit with a Niner jersey.
Right.
For real.
He is definitely a freak of nature, man. He's definitely a freak of nature. Let's see. Linebackers, of course, look stout with our boy Fred Warner, Greenlaw, and Al Shire. We'll probably be starting, and then they picked up Oren Burks. Then they got Fowles and Curtis Robinson, who I think got picked up from another team. I'm not as familiar with him. Safeties, Jimmy Ward. We know he's injured, so he's probably not going to start. But Talanoa Funga, George Odom, Tavarius Moore. I was a little kind of like Tavarius Moore. I mean, I know the brother, but he's been out for a while because of injuries, and I was kind of a little surprised that they did decide to keep him on the roster. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I keep my eye on him. What do you guys think about the safeties so far? Keeping the guys that they have.
I think we got to see what's going to happen without Ward in there for a little bit. I think he's a leader to our defense. But we'll see, man. This thing's changing every 2 seconds. I put my phone down and just found out like you said, that we signed our lineman back. So to the practice squad. I haven't even been. Things are moving like every minute right now.
Yeah,
so.
I just got a lot of that news today. Actually, I was like, what?
Right,
I didn't know they were getting back so soon. I was like, oh wow. So I had to check my list. I'm like, okay, all the guys that I basically wanted back came back, which is good. Cornerbacks were looking good. Oh, Tavarius Ward.
It's going to be
a vital piece this year in that defense, the secondary.
If we get the pass rush going, I think the cornerbacks are going to have a field day. And, we paid a lot of money to Ward, to come from Kansas City. So, I'm hoping to see him be a leader on this defense. And, guys just need to stay healthy.
Right. Exactly. So excited about that. Tavarius Ward, Mosley, they'll probably get the start at cornerbacks, and Diamador Lenore, Ambry Thomas, and the rookie sensation Samuel Womack, who has had a few picks during the preseason, looked really good. He's going to be the nickel. And of course,
I like Womack, man.
He's looking good.
He looks like he's going to have a good nickel season at nickel. So I'm excited about our cornerbacks this year. Remember, last year we had some cornerback problems. So this is big. I think that like I said, it's an exciting season, and we start off in Chicago, bro. We got Chicago countdown right now.
That's right, man. And seeing how you touch on Chicago, why don't you break down some of the festivities that we can expect, Antonio, on what's going on?
So Friday
invasion.
Right here. So, we got the Giants in town too. San Francisco Giants are in town. So we're going to hit up the game Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, the 49er game. Friday night, we're going to be over at the Navy Pier, Margaritaville. And then after that event, we're going to, there you go, Margaritaville right here. This is going to be after the Giants game. We do pizza every year. I think that, with the weather being at the 78 degrees, as you can see, the Navy Pier is beautiful. So we'll be there. And, and then after that, if anybody's still awake, we're going to hit Gracie O'Malley's for an after party. And then the big Saturday event with Jose Santana, man, I'm excited. Ooh. Sluggers right across the street from Wrigley Field. We'll go to the Giants game, walk over and do this event. And let me tell you, Sluggers has a batting cage in their bar. It's so funny. Jose came to Green Bay, and we stopped there for a quick second. Remember, Jose? We did a little round, and I think it was who was the it was one of our wide receivers. He's no longer on the team. He used to be our kick returner. His brother was there hanging
Not
out with us.
Pettis.
No, Trent.
Oh,
I think
way
it
before
was
that.
Trent Taylor. Was
Oh,
it?
okay.
Yeah. His brother was there. Looked just like him, and and then we drove like 3 hours to Green Bay. Jose, man, that was a.
Wow.
We stayed 24 hours in Chicago and then got a car and drove 3 hours to Green Bay, and it was cold as hell.
Huh.
So Chicago's only 3 hours away. Oh wait, that's right. That's okay. I'm getting. I was trying to think on the map where it was at, but okay, it makes sense.
But excited about Jose coming out because I think there's a few projects that are coming out right now. The Santana Vida album, um, one of a great song, Energia, that he collaborated with his uncle Carlos Santana. I had the honor to do some of the video work in the studio. I got chills, almost dropped my camera, but glad I hung on to it.
Right there, man.
And that video's in the works of coming out pretty soon here. And then you just shot the video for Dancing with Eternity, and that's going to be coming out. I mean, that's a slapper too. And there's just a lot of slappers on this album, the Santana Vida album. And then Jose's got a little special gift for Chicago when he gets out there that he'll talk about. Jose, what do you got to say, man?
I was gonna hit him up about that, but like he said, you jumped the gun on me again. got ahead of me. I was like,
jumper of guns.
Antonio, I'm gonna turn the mic. I turned the mic off. Click no, but I was gonna. Hey, you know what? I had some questions I wanted to ask you, Jose, because being first on the show, which I really appreciate. I wanted you to kind of just take that moment to kind of share with the faithful. Like how did you first become a 49er faithful?
Well, I was born into it. Growing up, I had three older brothers, and I remember on game days on Sundays, there'd be barbecues at my house. So it was dope. I remember I have memories that are attached to the 49ers, like family deep, so it's always special to me. That's how I became a fan. I didn't know nothing but the 49ers in my home. You know what I mean? It was like, that's us. Everybody else is thumbs down,
So you were pretty much just born into it from Jump Street, since you were a young Niner faithful all the way up to now. So that's awesome. When did you first discover you had that gift to rap, and what inspired you when you first started rapping?
Well, I found out by accident. I was inside of a church, and I was bored. I was probably like 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Whenever the Vanilla Ice song came out, because I remember I was in church and I rewrote the whole song, like using my own words, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just like, I'm gonna say everything the opposite of him. So that was like the first time. But then I just in junior high school was when like I officially knew I was writing a rap, and it just it was magical, the experience, the first one I wrote, and I just loved it, and I still love it. It's a journey from beginning your what you're writing to finishing it, and everything that inspires you while you're doing it. And then that's one aspect of it, because after you write it, then you get to go and record it, which is another beautiful process that I love. It's spiritual to me. And then you get to listen to it. That's your reward, and then you perform it for people. So it's so many like layers to it that just feed me personally, it feeds my spirit, and so I love doing it, man. I'm a Santana, you feel me? That's the family business.
Yeah, well, you're definitely very gifted and talented, man. And I feel like God really just bless you. Because some people are just gifted like
Thank
that.
you.
Some can play, instruments like nothing, or can play all kind of instruments. And people like me that always wanted to play instrument, I tried, but it just wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? Because it just, it just wasn't my talent. However, I do love music. I've always loved music growing up, all genres, everything. And I, like you say, you just have that connection, that bond with, with music and certain songs and stuff. You know what I mean? And something that you take with you the rest of your life. My next question though was, you're obviously well known for so many 49er rap anthems over the years for the Niners. And do you remember your first Niner anthem and what year it came out? And what inspired you, obviously by the Niners, I know that, but what inspired you to actually go, I'm gonna make this first, Niner anthem for the faithful.
Well, being out there is what inspired me. I was a guest of Antonio's at the Red Zone, Gate E Pole R. The
Mhm.
ER is what we would call it, right?
The
But I
ER.
was a guest. I was a guest there, and it was just dope. Like just the atmosphere at the tailgate. And I came right when Candlestick OGs know, like, they had just combined. So Niner AJ had just brought the Niner Empire over to start tailgating with Antonio in the red zone, right?
Mhm.
And this was like I came like at the end of the year before that, and Singletary was the it was his first year as a coach, so we did ambitions as a Niner, and we had the sample on there, and everything was just locking in. So, and just being there, and we got sponsored by Monster Energy drink for a little bit, and I was doing the performances, and I
Yeah.
didn't have any Niner songs yet. I was just performing my other stuff, and then
Uh-huh.
another artist, Cuddy Cut, shout out to Cuddy Cut. He was there, and he was performing. He has a song called "I'm a Niner," and
Hmm.
I was like, you know, it was dope. The beat was dope. He came on it, and the people's reaction to it, I was like, whoa, like it was pandemonium.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
I was like, man, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, just being, I've always been a Niner fan, but starting to go to the red zone made it a culture for me. So then, I said, I was in the studio one day, and the idea hit me, and I was like, let me do something to go ahead and show my passion
Uh,
for the team I'm passionate about with what it is I do best. So it just came, and then the people loved it. It was people were receptive to it. The video shoot was like a movie, and then that just really spearheaded it all. It's a culture, for me, Antonio, and everybody that attends the tailgates, and is diehard Niner fans, inspire the things, the songs to come, and it's beautiful for me to be able to do it, and to be able to give fans something to a soundtrack to a passion that we share.
well, man, you definitely have led the way. 'Cause like I said, from your 2019 hit Niner Hot Boys, man, that just set Faithful on fire. Because the Hot Boys were happening at the time in 2019, and you came along with that song, and man, I tell you, I mean, I was booming that like crazy in my car. I was like, man, that Hot Boys. I was like, yeah, I just bought their shirt. They had a little black shirt that said Hot Boys on it. I was like, oh yeah, oh man, I was feeling it, man. It was,
Thank you.
and yeah, and of course you're known for Niner Party, Brick by Brick, Niners by Law, Ambitious as a Niner, Push It to the Limit, 49er Empire, Turn Down the Oh man, yeah, I'll be here for days with the list. I mean, that's just some of them. I just touched into a few,
And
but
you can find all of those songs on the Jose Santana Dynasty Hits, the
that's
greatest
right.
album, the greatest
Yeah.
hits, the greatest
Yes,
hits of all my Niner songs.
that one right
There it
there.
is. Look
There you
at
go. There you
Dynasty
go.
segue,
hits, baby.
segue.
Hey.
Dynasty hits, guys. I'm telling you. 49er faithful. When you're ready to be pumped up, you're going to the game, man. This is all you need to put on. Jose Santana's Dynasty hits, man. All the 49er faithful songs on there, and man, I'm telling you, gonna have you pumped. Matter of fact, I was playing that before we got up, came on the stream early. Cause I was getting, oh yeah, Jose, man, we're gonna do this, man. We're gonna do this. Let
Let's
me
not
ask you this question.
let's not forget though. A lot of those songs were on losing seasons, man. Like he was
Oh,
dropping
the
songs.
majority of
He was
them.
dropping songs in a time when people loved. They didn't want to go inside the game. They were at the tailgate all four quarters with a TV.
Because this all started like a candlestick, right? About what year? Around what year did you say again?
It was about 2009,
2009.
Yeah,
2009-ish was when
2009,
Ambitions is,
2010. Yep.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
2000,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Oh,
and,
wow.
and
Yeah,
Jose
because you
pulls up
must
to
have
the
been putting them
tailgate
out almost every year, right?
Say that again.
I said you must have been almost putting the Niner anthem out practically every season, right?
That was the format until we did an album,
Oh,
and
okay.
Yep.
and that is called Kings of the Tailgate. So
Right.
that's the first album ever of dedicated to the 49ers, just 49er music, for the fans to vibe out to. And then we did that for in a summer. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Basically, we did a whole
Right.
album in the summer for the season.
Wow.
And yeah, and then after that, we came with a couple more. I haven't done one for a couple of years though, but I mean, there's a catalog. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen.
Well,
Anybody could go on iTunes or Spotify or Amazon Music, man, and see your catalog of music because you do have a very extensive catalog of great music, man. Which I said, which I just love and appreciate. And like you said, it's funny you brought that up. A couple of years is, you haven't kind of had anything else since really, Nine Hot Boys, when that took off like a rocket. But during the COVID, that pretty much came in and hit everybody, pretty hard, and obviously fans couldn't go to the games in the year 2020. I had my cardboard picture out there. No, I'm kidding. But nobody went out there, and no one was able to go to the games, which was really a bummer. So during that time, those maybe a couple of off seasons for you, was that around the time when you started, you started to work on Santana Vida, and putting that together, or what does, is that what started you to drive to doing that, or, like when did that all happen?
Well, yeah, like right. I had just finished up an album called Ambition with Louis Loke right as
Oh,
the
yeah.
pandemic started. So we
Oh,
did that. We pushed that for a little bit, and then I just started recording, Ace Deuce, David Richardson hit me up about doing a song called Once Upon a Time in the Mission. That was mid pandemic.
yeah.
So then we jumped into that. And then that song was the catalyst to everything that came out since. The Santana Vida album is a direct child of the idea of Once Upon a Time in the Mission. Like that fathered the momentum to make that album, and I kind of locked in. I locked in for sure on that album with who I am as a person, and like just pretty much my most honest album, and just a proper representation of who I am. And then meeting I feel like that's the best like music I've done lyrically, sonically, everything. I feel like that's my best art that I've done.
Yeah.
That album.
Yeah. And I have your album, man, and trust me, I've been playing that during my workouts, riding my ride, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, faithful, you got to go out and get this album because, man, it is so fire. And I mean, if you're out cruising the streets, California just legalized cruising again, right? Or they're going to really soon. You got to have this in your car, man, right here bumping.
Thank
I'm
you.
that's
telling
a
you.
Thank
that's
you.
a slapper.
Oh yeah,
And
you know what?
just as a
Okay.
homie of his for a long time, man.
Hmm.
Just hit after hit on that album. I took a drive to when we were going to LA, and I think you had just sent it to me, Jose, and I bumped that thing all the way up to LA and back. It was like I broke that thing in.
And
It's a
great.
smooth album, the whole thing, and my
I love it.
experience working with Jose on this was he gets the call from his uncle to jump on a song. Tell us a little bit how that played
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah. That's
Well,
how.
and
Yeah,
that's a
stepped
trip,
on there
man.
and
Like, that's
oh
so. I got a text at this is a couple of days after the album dropped, Santana Vida. And a couple of days after it came out, it was like 7 in the morning, and I get a text message, and I don't even have my contacts on yet, but I grab my phone and I look, I'm like,
right.
and it says Theo Carlos. So I said, oh, shit, I mean, gotta get up real quick, because when he texts, it's, that's Theo Carlos texting. You gotta
Yeah,
get
yeah.
on that, right?
You're like, whoa, whoa,
Like,
what's
whoa.
up, Unc? Yeah,
I slammed a cup of coffee, put my mind in work mode, like activate the brain, you know what I mean? So
right.
anyway, he texted me, he was like, your Uncle Carlos and Mexicans from the mission make a world of difference. And I was like, whoa. huh?
Whoa.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like, good morning.
Right, right.
So anyway, I texted him back a short clip I have with my cousin Salvador, who's his son. Of we did a version of Energia before my uncle jumped on it, and we got some footage. And in that scene, it was me, my cousin Salvador, and London Breed. And
Mhm.
so I sent him that back, and I put I said, well, Chicanos, the Chicanos were trying to do our thing too, but of course, you paved the way, you're the heifer. So anyway, we were just going back and forth, and I finally I said, you know what, it's time for us to collaborate, deal. And then he was like, send one over. I was like, whoo. So I sent it, and because that was the song that I felt like was the biggest out of all
Fire,
of them,
man. That's
the
fire.
sound.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Salvador
yeah.
was on it too, so it was kind of like it was meant to be, right? So I sent it over, and he was like, "I love it." And I sent him another one that me and Salvador are working on, and he loved that too. So he was like,
Oh,
"I'll be at the studio." It was, I think, a Thursday. He goes, "I'll see you on Monday." I was like, "Oh." So it was. Antonio was there. It was an epic session, and it was just wow, like the Michael Jordan of guitars. And he's my
oh,
uncle, like, so
man.
it's a trip because he's my uncle, and I love him because that's my family, my dad's brother, and that is my uncle, like,
Mhm.
that's family. But then it's a trip because now I can jump out of that and look at him, like I try to look at him how like the rest of the world looks at him. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And see that aspect, and like looking at him work, and it gives me a deeper appreciation, and just trying to grasp the fact that I'm watching him play guitar like close as hell, and he's playing on a song for me.
Right.
Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? So that was
Awesome.
that puts a smile on my face. Like I made it. Like, you know what I mean? I did it. I set out um goals. At the beginning of this year, I wrote them down, and that was one of them, to do a song with my uncle, and the other one was to perform with him, and that happened too,
Yeah. Yeah.
twice.
Talk about that. Yeah. At the shoreline, and you was up in, I think, Concord Pavilion, right?
Yep, back to back. So I must have did okay the first night, right?
Oh,
Because I was
yeah.
able to come back the second night, so it was dope, man. I got to go up there. I got to rap to Maria of all songs. That was the song, you know what I mean? And I
Ooh.
just went up there, man. It was like no rehearsal, no
Wow.
no earpiece,
Right.
nothing.
Just
Here's
improvise.
a Roger Clemens
Right.
peak performance fastball. Can you hit it? You know what I mean? And
Right. Right.
I think it went over the fence on both nights, and it was it was just dope, man. It was like
Yeah, I wish I was able to be there to check you out. I know Antonio was telling me about it. And I was like, oh man, and unfortunately wasn't able to get there. But of course, Antonio, my man, has always got the great footage, man, and he even showed the shots when your uncle was in the studio with you
I
guys.
leaked those footage too. I leaked that
Yeah,
too. I said,
yeah, yeah.
but I have to add, just being with Jose all these years and seeing these projects, being family, right? It's been an honor to watch this come together from even my perspective because I remember ambitious as a Niner. I was like, let's call your uncle, man. Back in those days, you're like, it's not how it works, man. I'm like, you want me? And so to see it just come so organic and Jose calling me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, bro. And then
hmm
further and further, and I think that the relationship, the music, it's amazing, and I'm proud of you, brother. I'm very proud of you.
Oh,
This is your
thank
time. This is Jose's time right now.
Well, right
hmm
on, Tone. I appreciate you for everything you've done to just be there as a great friend and assist with graphics and camera work and friendship. And bro, Tone is a bomb individual, man. And we've
Oh
been
yeah.
rocking for over a decade, and so we're just getting started.
Right, right. Yeah, you're definitely right about that because I even try to pick up some tips, off his graphics and everything, trying to learn a few things, all from his dress code to graphics and everything. I'm like, oh man, I gotta hang with this brother. When I first, I don't know if he told you when we met, that we met in Chicago last year for the first
Okay, okay, okay. I think,
time.
yeah,
And
you did mention.
yeah, and so Tone's always dressed in the nines, right? I mean, he's just looking all spiffed up, and I thought he was like a record producer or something. You know what I mean? I was looking at this guy, going like, man, who is this brother? You know what I mean? Because he was looking flashy as hell for a Niner fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and his energy, you know, he always got that great energy about him, you know, and with, you know, I got attracted to in a good sense, and I was like, man, I got to talk to this brother, man, see about getting him on my show. You know what I mean? Because I was just kind of starting out, you know, last year. So yeah, but you know, Antonio's always been, you know, just a wonderful supporter for me and my family, and you know, and of course, through him getting to know great people like yourself and you know everybody else out there from empirero.org, and you know, it's been awesome. Like I got to tell you, like last year was probably one of my just ultimate favorite seasons because ever since I met this brother and you know being able to hang out and party with him and we kind of have like a tight little group. You know what I mean? Like, not so much with everybody else. So you know, you get to certain friends that you're just kind of hanging out with and just having a great time, and it's just always really fun. And I also just want to say I just love how you show the commitment, you know, to put the love back into the Latin community in the city of San Francisco. You know, I've seen some of your videos. You even had the San Francisco mayor and one of your videos, you know, and you know, and also you were just talking about the Once Upon a Time in the Mission. You know, I love that you're giving back to like all the other rap artists. You know that you kind of taking on with you on your journey. You know, like you had Area. Let me see. I hope I say your name right. Area Jolie, right? Eruption.
Yeah, Adi Jolie, Eruption. Yep.
Yeah, 650 Chopper, Mr. Key, San Quinn. I saw San Quinn in the video. I was like, man, got everybody on there. Black Sea, Swindler, you know, and you know that's just awesome. You know, just to see how you're giving back to the community and just you know giving other rap artists in the Bay because you know there's so many. That's one thing I just love about the Bay is just the fact that there's just so much great talent out there. I mean, you know, we know and hear a lot of guys putting together other Niner anthems and stuff, which is really awesome. And I think that's what makes the 49er Faithful so special. You know, just everybody's just kind of showing their kind of love in their special way, whether it be through music or just some of the events that they do and put on. You know what I mean? It's just to me, it's like no other. You know what I mean? I know there's other great fan bases out there. You know, I know there's a few others, but I don't think any of them do it up like Niner Empire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're just I think on another level, to be honest with you.
Amen to that.
Yes, so you know,
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you guys. Both of you guys are doing great, man, and putting the platform together for you know everybody to do this too. Chili Will, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. This is a dope. This is a dope platform. This is a dope platform right here.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love, man. I like I said, I always love the Niners, and like this is my way of giving back because to me, it's like I said, it's all about the 49er faithful because I think it's the faithful that helped make this team so great. You know what I mean? Like when we're down in LA taking over SoFi Stadium, you know, nothing but Niner fans in there, and everyone's tripping because they're like, man, 49 faithful turned out strong down here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's right, buddy. It's Empire. You know, that's how we do it.
That's right.
I'm excited to see my brother out in Chicago with me, man. I've been trying to get Jose back on the road.
Get that in, Antonio.
Come on, man. What are we gonna do? The tour? What are we gonna do, Jose? What are you gonna pizzas? What are we doing?
Oh, we got to do the pizza for sure.
Oh, D-Pan is good. D-Pan is good. Definitely, man. Definitely gonna do that. Now, do you, Jose? You plan on perhaps maybe performing while you're down there? You know, doing some of your songs because now I don't want to let anything out because I know there's some things brewing, and I don't want to speak on it too much unless you want to. But it sounds like there might be another Niner anthem that could be maybe. We might hear this season, perhaps.
Damn, you cut out, brother.
Oh, I did. Me?
Oh, there you go. I got you now. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you for having me. What an absolutely great. So listen, we do have we have something in the works, and I definitely, if you'll have us, you know, we'll debut, get it on here. We do have something in the works. It's been a while. You know, and when the itch comes to do something, you got to scratch it. You feel me? So we'll leave it at that. And Chicago will be a beautiful, beautiful gathering, and we're gonna have some beautiful music for everybody there. And I'm excited about that.
Well, you heard it here first, 49er faithful, man. Jose is going to be in Chicago, and it's going to be turned up like fire like no other, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. And if you guys don't know, like Antonio said, hit us up again, Antonio, where everybody, what's happening on that weekend.
Saturday, 4 o'clock, meet and greet at Sluggers. That's going to be the big one. And then, Friday, we're going to be at Margaritaville. And then Sunday, the tailgate, Waldron Deck at the tailgate. We got the information on there. Hit up Ed Dominguez for the tailgate. We got a whole list of things to do for this itinerary. And got my brother Jose coming out. He's going to make some noise out. He's going to make some noise out in Chicago. We might need to get the Chicago mayor out there too, man. Every city we got the mayor coming out now, man. Let's go.
I know, man. Like, whoa, boy, doing big things, but that's awesome. So before we go, just so the 49 faithful know, next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, same time. I plan on, it's going to be like the ultimate, show for me for the season because it's going to be official start of the season, So I'm looking to, wanting to raffle off some tickets.
I think we may have some theme music for you for that particular show.
Oh, y'all hear that? Oh, don't admit me, Jose, right now. Don't say stuff like that, bro. Now I'm gonna jump off this day. I'll be like, babe, guess what?
We might have something for you to go ahead and play for a little bit on there.
Oh, damn. Oh, see, you just jacked me up, man. I lost my train of thought.
I have a feeling as we get closer to week 1, there's going to be some developments.
Oh, damn. Okay, all right. See, oh, boy. Okay, let me get back to what I was doing real quick. Got my brother all tightened up. Okay. But like I said, we're going to be raffling off next Wednesday, September 7th at 6 p.m. I got a pair of 49ers versus Tampa Bay. Probably going to be the last time you're going to get the chance to see Tom Brady play at Levi Stadium. That'll be on December 11th. Okay, that's going to be the game day tickets. Plus, I plan on raffling off I think I have a female 49er Fred Warner jersey I'm going to raffle off too. And I have a T-shirt that says Trey Area on it. It's a really dope shirt. I want to raffle that off. And that's just, me showing a little love back to the 49er faithful, because you guys show me so much love and support for the channel over the year. And, like I said, I'm still scratching the surface, man. My goal is hopefully to get 1,000 subscribers this year. I'm past 600 now. So the goal hopefully by the end of the season will be 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, tell your family, 49er family and loved ones about the channel. And maybe look forward to seeing some of you guys on the show. I'd love to have some of the faithful on the show talk Niners, because it's just always great to be able to share thoughts on San Francisco 49ers, on the games and everything. That's always a great part. And really quick, I'm going to check my my notes here. It looks like, she said, show the name of the album again. Let me do that real quick. Yes, Santana Vida. You got to get this in your music selection. Because, man, you're going to be cruising, riding, and you're going to be on another level.
Jose Santana Vida.
One time.
Let me,
just in closing, I have to say there's some really big visuals, I think, on this album that are going to be coming out I'm very excited to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the video shoot you were doing in San Francisco when we were down there, what song was that one again? That video come out yet?
That was for the Energia when you were in the mission.
Oh, Energia, yeah, that one has not been out yet. We're actually gonna add one more scene to that video. That's just happened between yesterday and today, so that's good. That scene is gonna be added with people on that song, so we'll leave it at that. So the one that's going to come out first is going to be Dancing with Eternity, directed by Bro Jackson.
Like yeah,
and this is going to be the dopest video I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I like that one. I got it all keyed up right here, but I'm tempted to play, but I'm not. I'm gonna just let them hear it when they get it. But oh man, yeah, that album's
fire song, great setup for that video shoot. I have to say, Jose, I'm excited to see the visuals on that.
Yeah, it's
Thank
gonna
you, bros. Yeah, I can't wait to see it too, man. Yeah, this is dope. Hey, thank you for having me again, brother. This is dope. What a
all
dope
right.
platform.
Thank you for so much for being with us, man, Jose. We look forward to seeing you again real soon, man. Bless you. Keep blessing us with your wonderful music, man. We appreciate you. And again, you know what, 49 Faithful, please go out there and get this man's album because you won't, you'll be happy that you did. Trust me. You enjoy
Thank you,
so
brother. Thank you.
music.
Blessings to y'all
All
Right on,
right.
brother. Have a good night, man. Tell the family hello.
for sure.
All right. And this is Chili Whale from the 49 Street Squad. Remember, guys, next Wednesday, don't forget, watch at 6 o'clock next Wednesday, September 7th, man. That's going to be the big raffle. All right, we're going to do it up big and we're going to have fun. Right, Antonio?
Let's do it. I think this is a big game too.
Yes,
You got to see
indeed.
Tom Brady, man. Come on.
That's right. That is right. All right, we out of here. Peace, love to you guys. Always stay faithful, man. And we'll see you next Wednesday. We're out.